Welcome back, everyone, here to Bronx Talks. Today, we're going to be talking about 5 Yankees that impressed us this spring training. Spring training has just about come to a close, and there's been many players that have had some impressive springs, and we're going to be giving you our top 5 that really caught our eye and put on a showing for us.
The first guy is Oscar Gonzalez. Now, Yankees, I think he was one of the first signings the Yankees made, and we kind of joked around that this guy would be the guy and be our cleanup hitter in August. But look, I mean, he came out in spring and absolutely showed up in 46 at bats, hit 326 with an 889 OPS, 7 RBIs. This guy is a power bat. And, I'd like to think he kind of secured his spot on the bench with the Yankees, which is nice because, I mean, the bench is sort of been an underrated weakness, I guess, is what I'd say in the past with the Yankees. They've kind of not really been able to use that. But if you're going to have a guy like this on your bench, I mean, if you have a lefty on the mound, or a lefty reliever late in game, he could be a big asset.
Yeah, it's always great to have depth. And remember, I don't know if how many of you remember, but he was that guy for Cleveland who hit that big walk-off home run to beat the Tampa Bay Rays in the wild card series in 2022, which then sent the Guardians to play the Yankees in the ALDS. But he's also known for his walk-up song, which is the SpongeBob theme music. So a couple fun facts about him there. But the next guy is Spencer Jones. Only had 18 at bats this spring, but he went absolutely insane. Batted 444 with a home run at 1.287 OPS. Should also mention in the spring breakout game, he had 2 home runs. He just looked phenomenal. His at bats looked really, really good. We heard he was trying to cut down on the swing and miss, and he did that in his limited at bats. He just looked really, really good. And we've heard all the hype on this kid, and to see it live on TV and to see it come into fruition, albeit just spring training, was very, very exciting.
It was. I have really, really big expectations for this kid. I'm so happy that the Yankees held on to him and didn't budge with the Dylan Cease or Corbin Burns trade, because I think this guy's going to be better than any of those pitchers. I mean, I really think he can come up and fill the shoes of Aaron Judge, and that's a lot. But he has the same build, and this guy's a monster. I mean, the one really knock on him was that his plate discipline wasn't great, swung and missed a bit. But when we saw this spring, I mean, I think what he didn't swing and miss for like the first however many games.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, look, he's really talented. I think it's not crazy to say that we could see him this year. It's probably more likely next year with 2 outfield spots potentially opening. But yeah, I mean, I think this guy's going to be great. And he only showed that more this spring. Next guy is Austin Wells, who came up last year, kind of came up in the same batch with Dominguez and Everson Pereira. Started off a little bit slow, then towards the end, started to hit. But this spring, 38 at bats, a 9.39 OPS, hit 2 homers. I think Austin Wells is going to be really, really good. And you have to keep in mind, this guy's a catcher. This guy's a good catcher that can hit, which is so, so rare nowadays. I mean, very, very few teams, very few organizations really value that. I mean, it's really all about defense at catcher, which makes sense. I mean, it's kind of, it goes hand in hand with pitching. Most teams are willing to give up a bat for a guy that can frame pitches well, a good arm, call games, and so do the Yankees. But I think they're really going to be getting both with Austin Wells, and we're finally going to get to see. I mean, granted, splitting time with Trevino, but we're going to get to see a full season really of Austin Wells, and I think he's going to shock us.
Yeah, I am really, really excited for Austin Wells. Like you said, being a catcher and having that offensive production is just another big, big bonus. And I'm really excited to see Austin Wells, see what he can do for the Yankees, bottom of the lineup, and he's gotten much better defensively too. That was a question when he was coming up and making his way through the minor leagues. Well, can he be a catcher? He's looked very good behind the plate. A lot of pitchers have raved about him, and the bat has looked amazing this spring. So really exciting stuff there. Up next is Luis Gil. Luis Gil is the Yankees' fifth starter. Just got announced on Sunday that he will be the Yankees' fifth starter by manager Aaron Boone, and I'm really, really excited. This spring, he went 2-0 with a 2.87 ERA and 15.2 innings, struck out 23 batters. Luis Gil is back. I mean, I remember when this guy came up in 2021, he was a really, really good pitcher. He was fiery, had great stuff, the overpowering fastball. And then, unfortunately, the next season made one appearance and needed Tommy John. I haven't really seen him since then. But keep in mind, he's only 25 years old, still has a lot to prove, and still has a lot of talent left. And I think another great thing that we saw from him, besides from the stats this spring training, is the velo. His velo is up, and that's going to be very important for him being a starting pitcher. And really, really exciting for Luis Gil.
Yeah, I'm excited that he's finally getting this chance. I think, what we saw when he first came up was really dominance. And then of course he had Tommy John, which sucks, especially for a young pitcher. But this guy is kind of similar to Wells. This guy's finally going to get a chance to prove himself. I mean, at least 2 months, as long as he can stay healthy until Cole comes back. And yeah, I'm nothing but the rooting fully for him. And I think this guy can really harness that spot and give the Yankees a tough decision when Garrett Cole comes back. Not in terms of Cole coming into the rotation, but if one or two guys are not pitching that great, what are you going to do? You're going to send Luis Gil back to the minors. So, he had a great spring, and now he has 2 more important months if he wants to continue his success. And the last guy is Will Warren, who is also fighting for that 5th spot. I wouldn't say that he lost the battle. I think it was kind of a given that he was going to start in AAA. In 5 games, he had a 3.52 ERA, 15 innings, and he looked good. He looked, from what I saw on the mound, he looked in control. And, it is spring training, but with a young pitcher, to see someone like that have that mound presence and that control over the game, that's really good to see. And I think this guy can develop a little bit more maybe for the next few months. And then I think there's a good shot we could see him down the stretch this year.